Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2022 Ford Expedition Limited with the Stealth Performance Package. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Kengar Ford here in American Fork, Utah for giving me some time with this Expedition. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below. They have the new Ford product. They also get trucks from Black Widow as well, so they have cool lifted trucks and they have Ford's new product. What more could you ask for? Anyways, like I said, link to their inventory in the description down below. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get right into the review. So under the hood, we have a turbocharged 3.5 liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 16 around town and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 440 horsepower and then 510 pound-feet of torque with the Stealth Performance Edition. Now let's go over the front end of this Expedition. So first off, you notice here with the Expedition logo that has been all blacked out, and then notice the hood is raised on either side and then it's just flat here in the center portion. And then you guys can see here off to the side how it kind of dips down just a little bit. And then notice here we've got these C-shaped LED accent lights with the LED headlights, and then you can see the fog light just down below. And then notice here at the whole front grille how it's all dark, and then the Ford logo. You got a little bit of chrome right there to kind of accent the lettering. And then notice here with the camera, the bottom of the logo. Parking sensors here on the bottom with tow hooks. And yeah, look at that. In black, this definitely has a really cool appearance. Now coming to the side here, we've got 285mm tires wrapped around 22-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you can see the design on the wheels, how you've got the silver here around the wheel and then the blacked out portion there in the center for the rest of the wheel. Looks fantastic. And then here's a quick look at the front suspension. And then notice here kind of like the molding there on the fender, and then notice the mirrors all blacked out. We do have a little bit of silver trim here off to the side. And then if we take a few steps back, you can see this one is a Max. So that's why it's a little bit longer there in the rear. And then you can see the tire wheel setup there in the back is identical to the front. And actually that line, like looking at the full profile, the line actually makes sense. It flows really nicely. Now here's our key fob. We have our unlock, lock, remote start, and then the opening here for the rear hatch. And, well, now that that has popped open, let's go over the seats first. So notice we've got all these different functions for the seats. So first off, for the third row, you can raise and lower it with power. The second row, however, you can only lower it down. And notice how you've basically got the functionality to do it all at once, or you can do one or the other. It's a great system overall. Then you can see the storage space here as well. And then being the Max, you can see here with the rear, you do get quite a bit more storage space behind the third row with the seats folded up. And then if you fold them down, you have even more storage space, so tons of practicality here with the Max. And then when you're all done, just gotta press that. Bada bing, bada boom. Now she's closed. Now finishing things up with the rest of the rear, you can see here with the new LED taillights here. I love how they've styled them. So they've basically taken the housing from the previous version of the Expedition and just kind of made it look a little bit cooler, a little bit more modern. Blacked out Expedition badge here with the Ford logo again. Notice how that's a little bit different. And then this silver trim continues here to the rear. Badges here on the back are all blacked out. And then you got parking sensors, bezel that covers the receiver hitch. And, well, there's the rear end. And actually, if you cover the taillights, it just looks like the normal Expedition. Now here's the door panel in the rear. You can see here with the red stitching that I'm a huge fan of, and then the padding down below for the armrest. And then you can see here a couple speakers for the sound system, power side steps. And then look at these seats. You can see again with the red stitching, notice it's perforated here in the center portion. You've got the adjustments here on the seats. And then you can see with the cup holders down below, we've got the climate controls. We've got the climate zone for the rear. We've got heated seats for the rear. You've got outlets as well. And then notice the storage space. And then this one has the bench seat configuration, so you can fit 3 people across. And I'm actually gonna pop in. Notice it's got a grab handle that helps out. So here's your room. Got some vents here at the top, which is nice. And then as for the third row, again, it's a 3-seater there in the back. And it's got the functionality to help with the third row passengers get out with those little buttons there off to the side. But anyways, you can fit adults back there actually comfortably. That's one of the nicest things about SUVs in this segment is you can throw adults in the third row, which is great. And there's more vents there at the top. let's head to the front. Now here is the front door panel. Again, you can see here with the red stitching and then the padding down below. All of our window controls, the mirrors do power fold in, and they've got blind spot monitoring. We've got memory seat controls right there. More speakers for the Bang & Olufsen sound system. And then again, power side steps. And if you want to see how that kind of pops in and out, so just wait a second. And notice how they're painted there at the bottom, so then they fit with the bodywork. That's actually nice attention to detail. So you don't even notice that it has side steps till you open the door. Here are the front seats again with the red stitching perforated in the center. Then you got your seat adjustments. Pedals down below, pedal adjustment, parking brake, light control right here. And then notice to lower down the seats, and then for the hatch. Steering wheel is power adjustable. Let's pop in. Now here is the steering wheel. You can see here with the padding all around, and again more of that red stitching, and then notice the trim piece here at the bottom. Notice the airbag cover is stylized similar to what you have in the new F-150. Same thing here with the buttons. These control the cruise control system. It's got adaptive cruise control. You got your volume and voice command controls for the center stack. And then notice we've got our turn signal windshield wiper stock, and there's a steering wheel. Now this is something very unique. Usually I review vehicles after they've all been through like their inspections and everything from the factory, but this one just got here, so look at the stuff we can see. It's kind of interesting, the different screens you can pop through, because the vehicle, again, still has to go through all the inspections. I don't know, I think that's cool, but full digital gauge cluster just like the brand new F-150. Definitely looks great. Notice with the different drive modes, you can still scroll between those. We've got normal, eco, sport, and then tow haul, and then on the other side we've got our slippery, sand, and then we've got our mud ruts mode as well. Obviously this is blocking the animation, but also it's kind of cool for us to be able to experience that. Now here is the center infotainment system. It is massive. So first off, we're going to pop into reverse. So you got a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. And notice you got that zoom function there. And then notice we've got all the different viewpoints here with the camera. So I mean, from a camera perspective, it's solid. Everything is covered, suffice to say. Now we're going to start here at the bottom and then go up. So we've got our controls here for the heated, cooled seats. Notice with the seat control, you just like slide it either way. It's kind of interesting on that, but really user-friendly overall. And then this is like your radio phone stuff here, and then at the top it shows more of that, but then you can bring down this tab, and then it shows you your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, radio, and stuff. So there's radio stuff all in the center basically, but notice we can go to the camera, and we can press it again, and then you can do different camera views. So like we can do the front camera view if we want, for example, but then you can do the rear camera view. So like, yeah, I don't know, functionality is great on it. And then notice we've got the towing, right? You can get that whole setup, and then when you're done, you have to just press the little expedition right there. And yeah, so response time's great, and there's a lot of different features thrown into it, which is cool. We've got our Pro Trailer Assist, and then notice the red here, and then you guys can see some of the trim here on the dash. Looks cool. Trailer brake controls, and then we've got our auto stop start down here, hazard lights, stability control, and then that's for the defroster. Wireless phone charger here, some USBs, and then again look at the trim here, and then notice here with the stitching, and then we got some storage space here off to the side. Shifter for that 10-speed automatic. It does have a manual shift mode, and then you can see the plus and minus for that. Drive mode select, and then notice with the drive line we have 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, or sorry, 4-wheel auto rather. 4-wheel high is next to that, and then 4-wheel low. Hill descent control, parking sensors, and then you can see again, look how cool that looks from a texture perspective. But a couple cup holders, and got to move my backpack, but we've got the center console, just like the F-150. And then notice the stitching kind of goes down in a line. It's pretty cool. And we've got our dual glove box. Again, also just taken straight out of the F-150, it looks like. And then notice the red stitching, and then on the dash as well. And then popping here up to the top, we do have a full panoramic sunroof. Got a sunglass holder, controls for the sunroof here at the top, and then black headliner. So here's our window sticker for this Expedition Limited Stealth Max, yada 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 yada. Anyways, after all options, this one stickers for $78,230. And I want you guys to let me know what you think about this new Expedition, obviously in general, but also the Stealth package. Would you get the Stealth package, or would you just get the regular Expedition Limited that has all the normal, like, you know, not sporty looks, that has like the normal chrome look, if that makes sense. So far, I've only seen these Stealths at the dealership. I have not seen any dealers with the regular Limited, so maybe this is just what people are ordering. That's gonna sum things up for today's video, going over this Ford Expedition Stealth Limited, and I just got the name in reverse. Who cares? Huge shout out and thank you to the Kengar Ford here in American Fork for giving me some time with this expedition and to kind of make my point. I reviewed this one. There's another white one over there. Like it's just stealths on top of stealths. I'll see you guys.